everyone, Ronan here. We're taking a little trip back to LOVEBITES here because I see that they just premiered a new song back on the 23rd. I did see this song floating around. I just been kind of taking a bit of a break. But someone brought this up to my attention. I was like, oh yeah, I forgot they did that. So this will be cool because I usually watch LOVEBITES songs that have been around for a long time, and now I get to finally experience a new one with you guys. Though by now you've probably heard it a bunch of times and know all about it. From what I understand, they have a new bassist, new bass player. We'll see if that affects their music at all in any way. Let's go ahead and check this out. Okay, we're already utilizing a tapping technique, which I don't remember a whole lot of from the previous bass player, but perhaps I'm wrong there. Okay, I wasn't ready. I love the rhythm that we're hitting that crash cymbal or the right cymbal. Right there. It's very nice. Everybody is going off on this part, man. Especially if you're listening to the drummer and the bass, just holding that back line down. confused for a moment because I was like, is this on loop? But it's not. It's the end of the song. That whole end part there was nasty. That whole like descent that they were doing. Whether, no matter who you're looking at, everybody is just like doing this like really cool thing. New bassist Fami. But good job, Fami. That's it's cool that right away we're being showcased, you know, certain skill sets from the band. Also, not that I think people needed it, but it was like you kind of saw a little bit from each band member, like reinstating their position of being like, yep, here's our new bass player, but don't forget all of us, the rest of us are also badasses in our own right. And that song was a good showcase for everybody to do that. A lot of intricate timings, very complex, and it's just fascinating to see people on the same page with music like that and being able to pull that off with all their technical ability. It looks like they've got a documentary coming out with auditions for a bassist. That would be pretty fascinating to watch, actually. I remember watching auditions for other bands like Metallica when they needed a new bassist at the time, which he's been a part of the band for a long time now. And then Dream Theater when they were looking for a new drummer, I think. Those are pretty fascinating types of videos to see different drummers go in, and especially when you're more familiar with the end product, it's cool to see other drummers that you're either not familiar with or ones that you are familiar with go through the audition process to see how they mix with it. And usually bands are pretty good about choosing the correct person for what they need. Sometimes they run into people that are ridiculously talented. You know, just think of the one person that sticks out amongst them. Usually the person they pick is a standout usually. So, and they've got usually more than one reason to pick that person. So I would be interested in seeing Fami's audition. Also, if there were any other people auditioning for the part, if they have footage of them too, that would be fascinating. That was a little melty. They melted my face a little bit. I was not ready for that beginning. Usually they kind of like ease you in and then they just hit you in the face. Not that time though. But everybody did great. Good solos. Yeah, again, Haruna kills it on the drums. I really liked her rhythms that she was using on her right cymbal. It reminds me of rhythms that were used back in, you know, like earlier bands like Rainbow and stuff like that. But I find that those sorts of things are fun to find whenever they're not necessarily in the forefront of the mix, cutting through all the way, but they're kind of just sitting there. And if you ever decide to like pick apart music and try to listen for specific things, you kind of hear these little dings just kind of like popping out. And that was Haruna on her cymbal with those little bell hits that she was doing. And Miyako and Midori, of course, they play off of each other very well. You know, you can hear two distinct styles in which they approach their solos, but at the same time, you know, with every song that they approach, I'm sure there's an idea of, okay, are we battling or are we working together? And it's fun to hear it both ways. It's fun to hear it when they are kind of being a little more, they have more contrast between each other. And then there are other times where it's kind of neat whenever they're just kind of working a little more harmoniously together like that. And Asami, her vocals at the very end there were pretty insane. She's a pretty insane vocalist anyway, but like that was like, I haven't heard too many songs in which she just straight up just goes for it and kills it and destroys it and murders it again. And those high notes that she was hitting that one time was pretty astounding. This was a cool song to kind of come back and be like, hey, we're back. You know, we're here, we're back. Remember us? Remember how badass we are? Hope you enjoyed the reaction, guys. Let me know what you want to hear next, and I'll see you next time.